lovely Ceda. She is a fellow writer with me, and she's a stand-up comic, and she's wonderful. So come on up, Ceda.
So clap if you're from LA. Stop now, it's not important. I just like it when people do what I say. It's fun for me. I didn't grow up in LA. I wish I did. I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee, which was kind of like the buckle of the Bible Belt. And I didn't fit in real well because I was born to atheist parents, you know? And all throughout high school, I worked at this restaurant called Cracker Barrel. You know what Cracker Barrel is? Yeah. Like, that name should be offensive to white people. We had 4 kinds of fried at Cracker Barrel. We had country fried, steak fried, chicken fried, deep fried. It was almost like people in the South just couldn't die fast enough. There's a lot of old people at Cracker Barrel. And the old men who came into the Cracker Barrel, they just loved me because I reminded them of the war. So like they would never tip me because they already did 20 years ago. With freedom in a country I'm not even from. In Knoxville we had this saying, "Does your blood run orange?" Because orange was the color of the University of Tennessee Volunteers football team. And in 1999 they were going to the SEC championships because of a very young quarterback named Peyton Manning. This is really early in his career. So there were 3 things that mattered in Knoxville: Jesus, football, Peyton Manning. And I hated Peyton Manning. I used to do this impression of him around town that was like, "My name is Peyton Manning, my tongue too big for my mouth." I was not popular in Knoxville. I could not get a date. I'd be lucky to date the slow guy at a Jeff Foxworthy show, you know? Shallow pool that I'm swimming in. But junior year, I got asked out by the captain of the swim team. And like to this day, I'm still kind of processing it. I have a theory. And my theory is that I was the only Asian high school girl for miles. I was a rare fucking Pokemon. Like I said, last dodo didn't know what to do with me. When we first started dating, it was like so innocent, just like over the clothes stuff, you know. And I was obsessed with him because he had the most perfect body I'd ever seen in my life. Hello, swim team. I felt like I had my own personal magic Mike. He's just like abs like an egg carton. I'm like, I didn't even know ab glutes could go that deep, you know. It's amazing. And he was my first boyfriend, so I really didn't know what to do, but I knew I really, really, really wanted to give him a blowjob. Really wanted to do it because in my brain, if the body was that perfect, the penis was going to be mind-blowing. I'm talking about like the Taj Mahal penises, right? Like that's got to be what's in store for me. But every time I just start to go down, I'd feel this hand just pulling me back up. Which is like, what is happening right now? What is actually happening? Every time I tried to go down on him, he'd stop me and he'd ask me, "Do you want to go on a retreat?" And I was like, "Well, what's a retreat? I'm not a white person. I don't know what that word means." In the South, a retreat is a religious camping experience where you go with your fellow churchgoers and fellowship and commune about God. And I was like, stop it right there. That's not going to happen because my parents are incredibly strict and they would never let me out of the house for more than a night. So we're at an impasse now. I won't go to his church. He won't let me go down on him. I had the worst end of that bargain. So I went on vacation with my parents and I decided to write him love letters because I wanted to be like Ernest Hemingway. I was a very pretentious teenager. And I thought I could seduce him with my words the way Hemingway did with all those nurses that he would abandon in Spain somewhere. I thought this is a great plan. I get back from vacation and he hands me back all of my letters, unread. And he was like, "I don't think we should see each other anymore." And I was like, it would have been better if you dumped me because I was a bad writer. And I think, like, don't treat your high school boyfriend like a wartime nurse. They're just kind of not So now senior year rolls around. I just got home from stealing a bunch of Bush Cheney signs from the front yards of people I didn't like. And my mother was like, he stopped by the house and he left a pizza here. I was like, he left a pizza in my home? What's happening? So I go to the pizza, I open it up, and he had spelled out prom in pepperoni. I was like, this is his love letter. He's the Hemingway of meat. This is completely amazing. So I'm over the moon. I get to go to senior prom. So I take all my hard-earned Cracker Barrel money and I go to Dillard's to get my makeup. So here's a hot tip. If you're a 16-year-old Chinese girl, don't get your makeup done by a 50-year-old white lady. It's gonna fuck up your face. I think she just saw me coming from afar and she was just like, well. Time for me to expand my horizon. All this makeup on me. When she was done, I looked in the mirror, and she had made my face 5 shades whiter than my neck. She reversed blackface me. I didn't even know that was possible. I could just like walk into a dress rehearsal and Madame Butterfly, no problem. So Knoxville didn't have a lot of nice places, but we did have sports museums. And senior prom was happening at the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame for the WNBA. Really classy joint. There was a 7-foot statue of a woman dunking on a backboard, and a bunch of horny teenagers just right under her. It was a good prom. I was there with a guy I wanted to be with. We were slow dancing, and I was like, oh, this hot Christian boy and his untouchable penis. Me with like the kabuki mask and makeup. All of a sudden, I noticed he had this ring on his hand. I was like, well, what's the ring? It's not a class ring. And he said, well, it's a promise ring. Because I promised myself to a Russian tennis player who was an exchange student here last summer, and she's flying from Belarus to marry me. What? And I was like, exactly. I said to him, what the fuck are we doing at prom? This makes no sense whatsoever. And I realized that's why he asked me, because he could say no to me, because he already said no to me a bunch of times. He was saving himself for his Russian woman. It was like kind of a foolproof plan, if you really think about it. So, under the watchful eyes of all the female championship winners of the WNBA, I was like, I will never score with this guy. And finally, what I was really impressed by him is that he dated 2 women from communist countries. Both didn't break him. He stuck through it all. He was a mighty Christian. Thank you so much.